Hey everyone, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're doing something a little bit special and we're talking about creating a scene in Blender. So really cool. I've done a couple Blender videos here on this channel and there are a lot of beginner kind of stuff. I'm still more or less of a beginner, but I guess I've graduated from that, so I'm kind of ready to do a video for you guys so we could talk about it, creating a scene and putting everything together. So let's get started right now. All right, as you can see, I would love for my channel to be doing Blender videos and making it a regular thing. As you can see, I have a PNG over here. I brought it down over here where I usually have my Blu-ray. So I kind of want to make this a regular thing. So this is creating a scene, Blender filmmaking, more or less. I believe that would be the title. So we're gonna get started, we're gonna get into it right now, but we do a lot of videos just like this, so be sure to hit the subscribe button. I also do Blu-ray videos where I talk about behind the scenes every week, and those are live, and then I do unboxings as well of my own Blu-ray collection and stuff like that. But I also do little filmmaking videos here and there, smartphone filmmaking videos. I do a bunch of just filmmaking related videos here on this channel, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Even it's gonna be a lot of Blender stuff as well. So all right, let's get started. Let's get a Blender up here. So this is my Blender scene for my documentary. This is I recreated a scene that took place in real life. Somebody was one of my uncles was explaining to my grandfather while he was recording him about a situation that had happened in his farm and the reason why he stopped owning his farm and sold it. So one of many reasons too. But I recreated this scene and wanted to make it feel a little bit more exciting as far as like an intimate kind of threat, like a kind of threat that was going on in his farm. If you look, let's zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in here. This is what's good. Why I'm doing this on OBS here. I'm gonna zoom in over here to. I wouldn't call this like the canvas, I guess. What you saw on the right, I kind of put it as like the canvas. Things in here are a little put together in a way more or less like a video editing system, because this is what I'm used to. So on here on the left, and what you're looking at is the actual scene. So you see this little box with a triangle in the middle here. That let me go into Blender so you can see it. I'll select it. This here, that's the camera. And that's what the camera sees is this person right here. I'm gonna highlight in orange. Everything is in orange, highlighted in orange. So so that's the camera. I got lights over here, and then got trees put all around, and then flooring, and I see right here I gotta have mangoes on the floor. This is the film is called Corazon De Cuba. So if you haven't checked it out already, check in the description below. I'll have everything kind of put up on the top, because I usually have it all the way in the bottom of all of my episodes, but this is more or less behind the scenes of my documentary, my feature film documentary. It's also on it's actually on Amazon Prime currently right now, so go ahead and support it right now, please. It would help me out greatly. So you see that all here. I got all these assets, what is what they call them, through free 3D. I'll link a bunch of free 3D model sites down in the description below. So check it out there. It'll be chock filled with stuff. Even Blender, you can go and download Blender for free. This is a free program, completely free. So it's for free. That's what I keep saying in my head right now. All right, so we're gonna get started on the first thing that I kind of started on, which was the floor and the terrain. So I do a lot of things with tutorials. I actually watch a lot of tutorials, and then I do those things that they do on the tutorials. But what it is that I do specifically is that in my mind, I needed this scene. I needed to create a scene that's more specific to what I need and what my needs are. And online, you're not going to find everything that's very specific. So you got to be able to be a little bit more open to models and stuff like that. So I found more or less of a generic person, and I used them 3 times over. My main character has a hat over here. Let's bring it over. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm using is shift, and then I'm scrolling with my mouse to go to the side a little. So you see this man right here. This man right here with the hat. I got the hat also on, I believe it would be Free 3D. So it's like Free 3D, Turbo Squid, a bunch of sites like that, including the dog as well. And then I rigged everything through Mixamo. So I looked through Mixamo and found movements that I needed that would portray what I wanted in the scene. And Mixamo is like used mainly for, you know, background actors and background characters and stuff like that in the 3D world, like a game, like gaming and stuff like that, usually gaming. So which is really, really cool. But that's what it's used for. So I try to use it here on this scene. Actually, I'm thinking of doing taking this one a step further and doing a whole mini series. So stay tuned for that, and let me know in the comments down below if that sounds interesting to you. Probably give little hints here and there of what it's about. But I'm currently working on that right now. But I see here that I didn't say too much about the hat and this person. So what I did here was this is a model that I ended up painting. I painted all 3 of these models, and then I went ahead and stopped that, and I found something exactly that I wanted, because I really just wanted all these characters to be in silhouette. And so you can see the night sky in the background. So if you see this over here, this square is see-through, and you can see through the background of more or less like the world, what they call the world here in Blender and 3D programs. Just drinking some coffee here. My parents get Folgers, if that matters to you. So yeah, so we have the stars and everything in the background and all, and I had to basically start from the ground up. Yeah, I wanted the background to I wanted the characters to be all silhouette and everything, that you can see more or less everything, but it is night, and I wanted it to have more or less of being lit from the flashlight that he has here in his hand. So let me bring that flashlight. So the scene is just completely I'm pressing a control. This is all from an iMac, so you're aware how I'm doing all of this. So there's I guess it's clicked off here. Why aren't you able to see? Forgive me, in this computer there's things that I'm changing in this computer. My iMac, I want to make it go faster, so I'm clearing out the memory, cleaning out some stuff, and really there's a flashlight here, right here. I think it got deleted or something by mistake, so forgive that. There is a flashlight. There was a flashlight here, and there is a flashlight in the end scene that I have in the documentary. So ended up, because I was deleting a bunch of stuff, and this is why I'm doing this before I lose anything, any assets that are on the desktop, which is exactly what I think I just did here. But it's all good. Usually I keep everything in my hard drive and in a file. file everything away. It's always good to have everything filed away, or like what my dad always taught me growing up was it's always good to have everything on paper, you know, and having everything written down at least, you know. So if you know, in this world that we deal with when it comes to creating and stuff like that, a lot of it is hypothetical stuff. So all all your hypotheses and stuff that you have from all your hypothetical creations, you should just put it down on paper and make sure you have it written down. I wrote down everything that I wanted to do when it came to the scene. I just on scratch paper. It was like throwaway. I didn't really like take to it too much after. So let's see. Now let's start with the floor. So the floor was quite easy. So the floor, I basically just pulled out a plane, so you can do a Shift A, and then Shift A, and let's bring in here. So you see it says mesh right here. It automatically brings it in, and your cursor just goes straight to mesh because it's the top one. It's the top selection, and what you get here is a plane, a cube, a circle, which is a flat circle, and a UV sphere, which is a 3D circle. So a cube is a 3D plane, more or less, or the plane is a flat cube. But basically the plane, I put it out here and stretched it out, and there's a way to create a plane and make it and give it a terrain and everything like that. So I just gave it a terrain. I painted one side of it. I painted it green, and I kept everything just like just kind of painted. So you see here, this is, and let me get it more in the middle. So you see it's illuminated by the moon. I have even a backlight here too, and the flashlight, so you can see, you know, in the scene, so you can see everything. So the lighting, I had moved it a little bit more for the trees and everything like that, more because mainly because I was doing this shot over here on the right. This was my last shot in the whole scene. So let me see. Let's move over this canvas here. Let's move this over here on OBS so you can see what I'm about to do here on this one on the camera. And let me just show you what this shot is. But basically, after I did the terrain, if you could see in the middle there, it's hard to kind of see it, but I'm gonna have to like top light everything at the end. But I painted it in the middle. It's kind of brownish with dirt, to make it look like dirt and stuff like that. But everything is just painted, and the trees were already, they came the way they came. So, and then I just made everybody into silhouette. So what you're gonna see here is I kind of just gave it a silhouette thing for every character. So they're not painted, well, they're painted, but they're not seen that way because it's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be silhouette, so you don't really see the characters, and it's more your imagination and the audience's imagination. So I'm gonna fade this in here. So this is the camera's view right here. Let me put this into a really low quality here on this side. So one where like I would call it, let's say like the 3D view over on the left that I just showed you, and now we're gonna go to like the canvas, which is if you're used to video editing, that's what they call it. The canvas is which is what the final image would be like. So this is the camera's view. So I'm gonna put this on here, and so you can see like all the shading and everything. And see, I just like held this over, I guess, by mistake. It's called viewport shading. So you see all of your elements put together. So you're seeing that all the mangoes look like mangoes on the floor here now. So let's see, what can I start it from the beginning. All right. So I started from the beginning, and I started from the top, and let's spacebar. It's a little slow. The computer is running slow. But over here on the left, what happens is that I recreated the scene, so I had everybody moving back to back. So once one person did something, I kind of blocked everybody in that way, and in my head I was trying to shoot it in a certain way where everybody in order, so I could film it in story order. So everybody in the scene is moving at once, back to back. So one person moves, does their move, the other person does their move, and then the last person does their move. So what you're about to see right now, because it's happening right now, is the second person's move here in the scene in story order. But this is actually the last shot I actually shot. So he's the second, but he's really the third in production-wise and filming it. So he's coming from the tree, jumping from the tree to the floor. So to make it look like that, I had this pull-out shot from the night sky, and pulled out, and then you see the tree, and then you see him coming with his feet coming to the floor, and it's very like more menacing in that whole scene. It's a little bit more abrupt, I guess, in the sense of there's more threat, imminent threat, you know, and that's the whole point of this scene. So as it's playing again, let me go to OBS here, and let's quickly bring it over to the side here. So put it over here. It's moving. So you see how my guy with the hat here and his dog are moving. So the dog doesn't really move all that much. I think he just moves his head a little bit or something. I know I animated him very slightly, or maybe I just didn't animate him at all. I don't think I animated him at all, and it looked really good too. I believe he is not animated. Alright, let's pause this here. Okay. So I'm hitting control and then pushing and then scrolling in on my mouse so that I can look at this dog and everything. Start over. Yeah. He walks up. He just walks up, and then the dog doesn't really do anything. What I did, oh, that's right. So what I did with the dog was I did a pull up. I brought the camera from his feet and brought it up to his face and made it more with a little bit of a low angle, kind of like a Fincher type thing. David Fincher type shot, which is something awesome because I could do David Fincher shots in here like crazy, and that's what's really awesome about this whole system and this whole software of Blender. So I'm really excited about its future, and 3.0 is like really kicking butt from what I'm seeing, and that's why I'm kind of taking it up a notch. I even want to like get more into what do you call it, motion capture and stuff like that. That's more or less like everything that I would like to do. So alright, so now that you saw a shot, let's get this and let's put this in I don't think this is called like a graphic view or something. is you get some of the shadings, but you don't get the atmosphere and everything like that. But then you can kind of move around the cabin and look at things. So the floor, as you can see, you can see everything a little better without lighting. So the floor, you can see when you see it from up top. Look how silly my scene looks. So you can see anybody could really create scenes and create almost anything in Blender with no limitations whatsoever, and it's very, very, very cool. I highly recommend it for any filmmaker, anybody in art in general. This can work a lot like Photoshop if you wanted to, just by using this flat plane alone and just kind of like flattening it out and stuff like that, and just thinking in layers from there going up. So you could put your camera up there, and then you don't have to move anything, because what I'm doing here is I'm moving around the 3D viewport, but which is what it's called in object mode, and I've gone through all these like little things. So I'm sorry about that. I've gone through all these little things in beginner Blender videos that I have in here. So yeah, I don't mean to go into object mode and all that stuff, but it's basically when you do things in layers in the viewport, whatever you do in the viewport, you're not really changing anything unless you select it and you move it and stuff like that. So your mouse is not gonna by mistake rearrange everything, which is really, really cool. So as you can see here, you see I only have like 6, 7, 8, 9 trees. So like, yeah, these are it's just I created a scene and put the trees strategically in certain places that a camera could see. So one of the things that I learned from I would say like Pixar and stuff like that, I've been watching their making ofs and everything, is only show what the camera sees. Only no, it was only animate what the camera sees. So if the camera's not seeing anything there, you know, at that time, in that specific time, you know, in your film, you don't need to animate anything over there. You know, it's just gonna take up a lot of your computer and everything like that. So let's see what else we can talk about. So I have my lighting here. Let's get into, let's say, like my atmosphere and everything. So I'm moving around the cabin over here to the side. It'll be to the right side over here. Forgive me, I'm not doing anything in any order or anything like that. If you guys are used to a certain order from certain tutorials and creators here on in Blender and on YouTube, yeah, I kind of do things a little bit slightly differently, because Blender is a little bit new for me, but all the stuff that I have learned from Blender has been online, but all the filmmaking part of it I've learned in school. So I brought a lot of that into what I've already have known about 3D and have learned about creating film in front of just, you know, in real life, in live action. I've done my second feature film already, and that was a documentary, and that was fully edited. So getting used to just being at home and doing a whole production at home was a big deal on that one. And then this one, this next project that I'm hoping that I can do, this mini-series, is all going to take place in Blender, which is why I'm showing all of you guys all this stuff, and really, really cool. So I have ambient inclusion on. This is all my settings for export, so that I did export it in a 4K format, so you understand. And depth of field, bloom, everything, so that the camera reacts the right way that I wanted to. And then there's, let's see, the world here. It's the night sky. Now I'm gonna let it play out so you can see the whole thing in a whole view. So you see he approaches he approaches to his exact position as to where he's pointing the light, and you see this light. I'm gonna select it right here in orange, and you see down in the bottom over here, I'm going to bring this up a little bit so you can see my timeline on the bottom there. You have all these points of references and stuff like that. Look, let's see. Whoa, yeah. So you see all the movement and everything. When he jumps, he's the second person to jump. And then the last person, which is the third person, stands up. He's right here. I'm gonna select him as he stands up. Ooh, it's loading. Yeah, this is why I want to put an SSD in my computer. It's a standard state drive if you haven't heard about it before. So he stands up and then he turns around like a little bit more like. It kind of just like stands up, you know, and they're just noticing him showing up and stuff like that kind of thing. So I just kind of recreate so you could have the scene in your brain when he's explaining everything in the documentary. So let me know what you think about this scene, creating a scene. Like I said, I've gotten all these trees and everything, all the assets here. I got them through free websites, and they're all in the description below, so you can check it out. And you could check out my documentary on Amazon as well. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and see it. Let me know what you think, and if you want to support this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Alright, so if you enjoy these type of videos, I'll be doing more over time, and like I said, I am going to do a mini-series, so if you're curious about that, let me know in the comments down below if you want to know more about that. But I will be doing some things new with it, and more on what I was doing here, which is like Mixamo, free modeling websites and stuff like that, and putting them together. Even the mango tree wasn't these weren't real mango trees. I believe they were like oak trees or something. I tried to get trees that looked almost similar to mango trees, which I couldn't get. And then I made them a little fatter and made them bigger, so just a slightly little bigger, and made them look more proportionate, and mixed them around, so they're all slightly a little different, but it worked out, and it worked out great. And if you have already seen the scene play over a couple times already, so let me know what your thoughts are, and if you want more stuff like this, don't forget to hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button, because I'll be doing more videos like this, and go ahead and hang out in this channel, because I have pre-production playlists, production playlists, and post-production playlists, which a lot of the post-production has a lot of Blender stuff and Blender playlists. So check out all my playlists there. You're gonna learn a lot about filmmaking here, and Blender and Blu-rays, and a lot of collecting of movie stuff, and just tech stuff too as well, if you're into smartphone filmmaking. So I'll see you here next time. Later.